I lived in that house for 15 years. I paid the bills, fixed what broke, and then one night, without yelling or proof, I was told I wasn't safe anymore. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I walked out and let the truth do what anger never could. I didn't know the house could feel unfamiliar while I was still standing inside it. It was a Wednesday evening, not special, not dramatic, the kind of evening that blends into every other one when you've been married long enough to stop counting days and start counting routines. My boots were by the door, same place I always left them. My jacket hung on the hook I installed myself after the old one ripped out of the drywall. The smell of food still lingered in the air. Overcooked rice, onions, something burnt just enough to notice. Normal. And that's what made it worse, because nothing about what came next felt normal. Lena was sitting at the kitchen table when I walked in, not eating, not scrolling her phone, just sitting. Her sister, Mia, stood by the counter, arms crossed, eyes already red like she'd been crying for a while. I remember thinking, this is wrong. You learn that feeling when you fixed enough broken machines, that slight vibration that tells you something is about to fail. "We need to talk," Lena said. Those words don't scare you the first time you hear them in a marriage, but after 15 years, they land heavier. "What's going on?" I asked. Mia looked at Lena. Lena nodded, and then Mia said my name like it tasted bad in her mouth. "I don't feel safe here anymore." The room felt smaller instantly. "What?" I said. She swallowed, took a breath, a performance breath. "You've been acting strange," she continued, "watching me, going through my things." My heart started pounding, not because I was guilty, but because I recognized what was happening too late. "That's not true," I said, looking at Lena. "Lena, you know me." She didn't answer. Lena kept going. "I found messages from your phone, threatening stuff." I laughed once, not because it was funny, but because it was impossible. "I don't even have your number saved," I said. Mia flinched like I'd shouted. "See?" she whispered. "That tone, that's what I mean." Lena finally spoke. "Why would she lie to you?" she asked me. 15 years. 15 years collapsed into one sentence. I tried explaining, slowly, calmly. I pointed out facts, logic, history. But fear doesn't care about logic, and lies dressed as fear move fast. Mia cried. Lena stiffened. And then Lena said it. "Maybe you should leave for a while." A while, like I was a bad smell that needed airing out. "For how long?" I asked. She didn't meet my eyes. "Until we figure things out." That's how it starts. Not with shouting, not with police, just a door quietly closing behind you. I slept in my car that night, parked behind a grocery store with flickering lights and shopping carts rattling in the wind. I kept replaying the conversation, every word, every pause, trying to find the moment where I lost control. But there wasn't one. That's when my phone rang. "Mr. Hale?" a man asked. "This is Officer Brennan with the city police. We just need to ask you a few questions." My stomach dropped. Am I being accused of something? There was a pause. "We received a concern," he said carefully. Concern. Another clean word. Another sharp knife. I answered everything, calmly, truthfully. By the end, his tone changed. "No immediate action," he said, "but we'll note the report." Report. That word stayed with me. The next morning, when I went back to the house to get clothes, the locks were changed. A sheriff stood on the porch like he belonged there. "You can't enter," he said. "It's my house," I replied. He checked his papers. "Not right now." Neighbors watched. Curtains twitched. That was the moment something inside me went quiet. Not broken. Quiet. I stayed with my old friend Carl. Basement couch, cold floors, no questions. I didn't beg, I didn't text, I did something new. I listened, and I looked. Emails, bank statements, loan documents. That's when I found it. The house. Only my name was on the deed. Lena had asked years ago to keep it that way, said she didn't trust herself with paperwork after her credit issues. I never thought twice. Now, it mattered. I hired a lawyer. Not aggressive, not flashy. She listened. Then she said something I'll never forget. Don't confront them. Let the truth arrive on its own. So, I waited. And while I waited, Mia got comfortable. New purchases, new clothes, posts online about toxic men and surviving trauma. She used my address on everything. Credit cards, accounts, loans, all tied to my house. That's what she didn't understand. Fear makes people sloppy. The investigation didn't start loud. It started quietly. Banks asking questions, records being checked. Lena called me once. "We need money," she said. Not apology, not regret, just need. "I'll have my lawyer contact you." She hung up. The sheriff came on a Monday morning. Clear sky, too quiet. Lena opened the door. Mia stood behind her. The sheriff spoke calmly. "This property is legally owned by Daniel Hale. Sole ownership." Silence hit the street. Mia laughed, then stopped. "That's wrong," she said. The sheriff didn't look at her. "This order is effective immediately." Lena looked at me then. Not angry, lost, like someone who just realized they'd been standing on thin ice. "I didn't come to argue," I said. "I came to take my life back." Mia cried, loud, desperate. No one moved. The sheriff noted additional inquiries, financial ones. Mia went still. I didn't smile. I didn't celebrate. I just breathed. I moved into a small apartment later. Nothing special, but quiet. Safe. Months passed. No calls, no messages. Then one text from Lena. "Can we talk?" I deleted it. Not out of hate, but out of respect. For myself. I didn't win. I survived. And sometimes, that's the strongest ending there is.